Yeah, welcome once again. This is still Gozi Accounting Academy. You recall that we're still on steps in the budgeting process. We have looked at the first and second steps that have to do with setting up the committee, budget committee, and then communicating the guidelines. In this lecture, we're going to look at steps 3 and 4. Step 3 has to do with identifying the key or limiting factor, whereas step 4 has to do with preparing budget for the limiting factor area. Now, in this step 3, what is the limiting factor? Just as we saw in our earlier lectures, limiting factor refers to a factor in a business that restricts that business from achieving its objectives to the maximum extent. We say that this factor is the limiting factor. Sometimes it might be capital, finances, some other times it might be sales, some other times it might also be other things. So if you ignore the limiting factor and go ahead with other functional budgets, then you have a problem. So that's why it's always better to identify the limiting factor at this stage. Then, after identifying the limiting factor, what next? That brings us to step 4, and that is prepare budget for the area of the limiting factor. So, recall that because the limiting factor will limit what the organization can do in achieving its objectives, so it is best to prepare budget for it first, so that other parts of the organization can then do their own budget based on the outcome of the limiting factor or area budget. Sometimes when in many organizations, the limiting factor is usually the sales budget. When that happens, it's best to do the budget for the sales area first, and then other parts of the organization can then run their budget looking at the sales budget, and that will make it easier for them to proceed. Well, these are the steps 3 and 4 of the budgeting process. Bye for now. In our subsequent lecture, we're going to look at the 3 final steps of the budgeting process. Remember to like our videos and to follow us. This is still Gozi Accounting Academy. Bye for now.